Guten Tag, Observer. Willkommen in Zoo Mine World. In this episode, we're talking about my motorcycle again. Usually I come up from the top and get a whole view of it, but I'm a little too close right now, because today we're talking about the wire harness. If you recall in some of my initial videos, the problem with this motorcycle as it is right now, as far as electrical goes, is one, it doesn't really want to start. Two, when it is started, the lights don't really work. They work half the time, and some of them work and some of them don't. I didn't even notice that wire back there. There shouldn't be a red wire in the back at all. But anyway, so, also, I mentioned that we have some Saudi electrical work done here. And, yeah, that's gruesome. Okay, and then I also have two wires here that are not connected to anything. And that's an issue. And in addition to that, what I found is that... Where'd it go? Well, that's a problem in and of itself. Okay, so we have a positive wire, but we don't have a negative wire to my motorcycle. And I actually need to look up where this guy's going, because he's supposed to be connected around here. Anyway, so upon a review, first thing I did, I had no idea what was going on here. I mean, I have two wires going nowhere. This obviously needs fixed. There's obviously some major electrical issues with this bike. So the first thing I did was I pulled up an internet copy of my electrical harness diagram. You can find these online, just Google them. There'll be 100 pages, hundreds of images for almost each individual bike, unless it's a very rare bike. And after I got this, I decided, instead of just reading all the black lines, I went into paint and color-coded the lines. So now I have a good idea of what I'm looking at. Okay, and so basically right now I have a pink line that's messed up. Let me see what that does. I don't know if you can see it that well. There we go. So I have a pink wire there that's messed up. Let me see if I can zoom it in a bit. Okay, so if you can see, that pink line starts at, well, let me get it in the light, if that even helps. That pink wire starts in my stator, well, my magneto, as this diagram calls it. Okay, so right here's my magneto. Right here's where the wire should be coming up. And then, yeah, okay, so that part's right, thank goodness. Okay, and then where is it supposed to go? It is supposed to go to my light switch, which is part of this apparatus right here. So we have a ton of wires coming out of there, well, a thick set of wires right here, a thick casing. So it goes all the way up there. So that's one problem. One thing solved. That might be one of the issues that I'm having with my lights. Let's see if, so when my, whoa, wind's taking away my paper. Ah, come on, Wayne, I'm making a video here. Okay. So whenever my light is on, stupid wind. Okay, whenever it's on, it looks like that pink line connects to a gray wire, and it's also responsible for pretty much all of my headlight. So that's probably why, well, you couldn't see that. So whenever it's on, you can see where the pink connects. Well, I can't use both fingers to do it, but where the pink connects, you see little circles and lines. Those tell you which wires are connected to what on which setting. Okay, so that pink wire is connected to a gray one, and then right below that it's connected to another gray one. And then that gray one goes to my dimmer switch here, which determines how high my headlight is. So that determines why my headlight doesn't work half the time, is because of that pink wire right there. Okay, so the second issue I'm having is that I have a white wire with a blue strip and a green wire with a white strip that go nowhere, that aren't connected to anything. So let me look up where that's at. Oh, now, stupid wind. Okay. Okay, so let me try to find a white and blue wire. Okay, I found one. It's right. Can you see my pinky? No, you can't. Okay, so basically it's right there above that horn there. See the orange wire, then pink wire, then there's a blue and white wire. Okay, so where does that start? It starts in my stator as well. Okay, so I have a stator. This is my stator. This is the line. Okay, so right here is where everything comes up. Okay, so I have a pink, and I have a blue and white, and look at that. It is not, it's got bare wire sticking out right there. Okay, let's follow it up. Right here it is. And it goes straight to the light switch. And that's not how it's supposed to go. You can see that it's spliced there. It's correct in that regard. And then that connects, let me see if I can pull it out here. Well, okay, so that just came off, and as you can see, I also have two bare wires right here that are orange and white, and you can see orange and white goes to my brake, so that's where my brake line is, my brake light is messing up. Okay, but anyway, let's go back to the white and blue. Okay, so we found the white and blue here. That's connected directly from the stator, and then all of a sudden it goes into a taped part, and we have another white and blue. Okay, so obviously we have an issue here. Let me go back to my diagram and see what's up with that. Okay, so we start at my stator. We have a blue and white, which is, come on, focus. The wind is driving me crazy. Okay, so next to the pink we have blue and white. It comes up, and it looks like immediately it's supposed to split into the blue and white and the green and white. Okay, if we follow that up, if it stays focused, that comes down and goes straight to our light switch. So this is our whole lighting problem right now. We have like 5 wires that are messed up right now. Okay, so we have the pink one right here, which is bare. Then we have my brake lights right here, which are tattered and shorting, just sticking out bare again. We also have this blue light here that's a little bit nicked. I could probably tape. We have a blue one here that's a little bit nicked. We could probably tape that together, but this is a main issue right here. Okay, so this is not where it's supposed to be tied together. This wire in particular that came out of my stator. Let me see if I can bring it back around. Not only is it bare right there, which could touch this frame and short it, but where is it at? Where can I get at it? Okay, but it has a connector right there. This connector sleeve right here is actually supposed to connect to a resistor. As you can see by my diagram here, it says that there's supposed to be a resistor that connects this blue and white wire to this green wire. And these tubes are supposed to be connected by a resistor. And instead, what they did is, I guess they just wanted dangling wires somewhere that could just arc and spark and whatever. Because obviously this is coming directly from my stator. That's 10,000 volts on idle right here, just in the air, that could arc and probably, I don't think 1,000 volts would electrocute me, but that still would be an unpleasant surprise. And if it touched my bike frame, then that would just short everything. Like my stator would be neutralized before it even had the opportunity to start my engine. And that's probably the main problem here, why it's so hard to kick over. So, I guess what I'm going to do, one, I have to get rid of this. This shouldn't be this way at all. So I'm going to get rid of this, tie this into one wire, take one of these wires off, and then connect that wire where it's supposed to connect, over here. Like fork it and connect it properly with a resistor and everything. But yeah, this is sad. So I believe I found the bulk of my problem. We have 5 wires, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 wires that are shorting, that are all connected to my lights, and 2 of them come directly from my stator, well, from my magneto, which if they touch the bike frame, which is the negatively charged part of my bike, or the ground, what's it called? It shorted out my stator before it's even gotten a chance to run. And so basically, that's what we got to look forward to in this episode. I hope to catch you whenever I have the materials to start this. Until then, I'll see you later. Bis bald. Welcome back, Observer. Okay, so I'm starting to begin work on the electric wiring system, and I wanted to show y'all something. If you see here, basically what the previous owner did, or the previous owner before that, they seen this wire here and just kind of twisty-tied them together. Okay, this is not how you're supposed to do it with this type of wire. I imagine that whoever did this probably has some experience in house wiring, because usually you have like about 10-12 gauge wires, you spiral them together, and then you have a cap that goes on it, a twist cap that you put on it, and it twists through the wire. Okay, well, not only does that cap lock it in place, it also prevents it from grounding out, but it also has a wire inside the cap that spirals through the wires and kind of makes sure there's a good contact. You'd think sometimes when spiraling there'd be good contact, but sometimes there's not good enough. And one, this leaves it to shorting out against something. It could spark, like cause an arc and spark, and you could sometimes see a setup like this. Well, in addition to the cap, they're also in junction boxes. Because usually sometimes with the twisting method here, you get an arc and a spark, and sometimes those sparks can shoot out across the room if there's enough problems with it. Okay, so I wanted to show what you can do if you do not have a proper splicing tool and you want to splice these together by hand. Instead of twisting it like that, there's a better way to do it. And that is to splay the wires out, like so. Well, splay them out like so. And then make the individual strands go into each other, like so. Okay, this makes sure that there's good connection between them. Okay, now, that's hard to do it one-handed, but now that you've got them interwoven, you can now fold them on top of each other, like so. This is a horrible, gross example. Usually I'm more meticulous than this. But now that they're interwoven, they pretty much look like a wire, and you just electric tape around it, and there's less chance of it going awry. If they're interwoven, all the wires are connected, which means the proper voltage and everything's going through the wires. And I figured I'd just go ahead and show that to y'all. Of course, this is a crude way of doing it. Usually it takes me a little bit longer and I do it more exact. But this is a much better way to splice these type of wires together. Anyway, I'll get back to you whenever I start making more progress. Okay, observer, I stumbled upon something interesting. Unlike this pink wire here, which was horribly spliced together, we happened upon a diamond in the rough here. Somebody actually made a legitimate attempt to splice these wires together. So this is probably another owner. This was one owner's doing right here, that pink wire. But this had to have been done by somebody else. You could tell, because they actually put an effort into it and almost did it correctly. I mean, that does work. It was wrapped in electric tape. I'd rather want it in sleeves here. But I think whoever did that splicing actually knew what was happening down here. And probably he sold the bike, or the bike got stolen, one of the two, I don't know, before he was able to get a resistor for it, because there's supposed to be a resistor in between these two splices. I guess I could wait till I get a resistor, but I'm gonna go ahead and slice them together, and then worry about that later. That's going to over-energize my my lighting switch, but I think it'll be okay right now. It needs to be woken up a little bit. As you can see, I've started splicing these together. I might as well go ahead and show you with the pink wire how you properly splice these things together. Okay, so I went ahead, even though, let's see, what was it, this white one? It wasn't spliced together, but it had an exposed wire. Oh, that reminds me, there is an exposed wire down here. Where's it at? It's soon. Yeah, okay. So this wire right here is exposed. Okay, you don't really want exposed wires, aside from it shorting out against something, but it also oxidizes the wire, and the more oxidized it becomes, the less of a charge it'll carry. So I need to fix that splice as well. That one's going to be a little bit difficult to get to. I might have to... Oh, no, not too hard. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to splice these things together. Okay, so I've already cut this. This is a splicing tool right here. It tells you how long to cut it, how long each exposed wire has to be for a splice, and then if you go by the gauge over here of the wire you're cutting to strip the wire to expose this amount. That's a horrible explanation, but anyway, I'm messing with 16 gauge wires, so I pretty much just fed the wire in there and pulled it out to strip the wire down to that length. Okay, now once I've done that, you take the crimp, I guess that's a crimping tool down there. You take the splice, B. Okay, then you feed, sorry, I'm doing it one-handed. You feed the wire, where'd it go? You feed the wire into the splice. Come on. Like so. Make sure it's tight and secure. Like so. Then, on the crimping part of this tool, there should be an indication of which crimp setting you need. Since this is a 16 gauge wire, we need the 14 to 24 setting. So then you just come in get it into the jaws. Oh, this is becoming problematic for... Let me see if I can set you up. Well. Okay, so, I accidentally turned off the camera while I was doing it, so that's a problem. So I'll go ahead and go through the whole process here. Okay, first thing I need to do, I'm working on this exposed wire here. See, it's exposed right there. You want to go ahead and cut it before the exposure, so you get rid of the oxidation, the oxidated parts. Okay, then you put it in, and to strip it, has to be really close to the beginning there. That's in the 14 gauge section. Let me get it to the 16. There we go. Okay. Now then, you put it into the 16 gauge section. Holy crap. Okay, so that just pulled the whole wire out there. So now, this might be salvageable. Okay, so this little guy right here, these wires are not long enough. So what we're going to do is instead we're going to fashion it right there, and I might as well go ahead and clamp these two wires together onto it. So, yeah, let me go ahead with this one. Okay. Okay. Squeeze it down. Oh, I accidentally busted my camera a little bit. Okay, so now we have that exposed part. It goes down into the splice, like so. Hold on. Okay, just making sure I had it in there pretty tight. Okay, so now I'm gonna crimp it at the very end of the metal there. Okay, had to get the other wires out of the way. And now the wire is crimped together and ready to go. Now, so I could probably, which one's which here before I rip anything. Okay. So, now, this wire right here is unimportant. Actually, no, it's not. Okay. I still have room for this. Okay, so this wire right here is coming up through here and connecting to this splice here. Okay, so this one right here that's coming up the edge here, I'm going to go ahead and splice these two together temporarily, and then whenever I get a resistor, I'll go ahead and splice that together properly. But anyway, so it's all good so far. I just need 2 more splices and she'll be ready to go. And I already got my gas tank full of gas over there and derusted. Gonna strap her on there and probably start her up soon. I might wait till I get my battery. The battery's really for the lights. I just really want to see the thing started, so I guess that's pretty much it for the video. I'm just going to splice these two wires together and get on with it. Auf Wiedersehen.